Hi, friends. Welcome back to our channel. I want to take a moment to really thank you guys for watching the channel, liking, subscribing, your emails, your comments, just the sessions that we have, the people that are booking sessions. I thank you guys so much. I didn't know exactly what I would be doing. I never imagined doing this, but it feels the most natural and it feels what the source within me really wants me to do. And so I really just appreciate you guys so much. And I want to keep this going. So I really want to have a candid conversation today. I don't know what this video is going to be called, but what I want to talk about is the old story and why it kind of feels like you can't get out the old story because this old story, I see a lot of you guys perpetuating it in the comments when you're talking consistently about what you're going through and you keep speaking about it, you keep talking about it, you keep going back to it. The reason why you can't move out of this story and into your new story has a lot to do with acceptance. And we've talked about this before, but there's a certain kind of level of acceptance when I mean that you're accepting the reality, not that you're accepting it as, okay, this is the reality that I choose for myself, but it's an acceptance that this is only one reality that you exist in and that there's so many other realities that you can choose from. But what keeps this story perpetuating, and I find this within myself when I've had a hard time letting go of old stories, is this judgment around the story, this judgment around the circumstances, the judgment with your SP, the judgment of all the contents that lie within this story. And what this is doing is really condemning yourself, because this morning I got up and I just started thinking about the old story because I got a comment and an email from somebody that was really going hard about their old story. And I know they want to stop telling the old story, but it's kind of hard because I've been there, you guys. You get pulled back into the story and then you just end up hating the story, disliking the story. But it really comes from condemnation when you're condemning yourself. And what this does is you are rejecting yourself. Because like we've talked about in I want to say 2 videos back, that the reality that you no longer prefer, it also has that right to exist as well. But it has a right to exist as just one potential because it has another spectrum to it with the law of polarity that you do have the relationship, you do have the money, you do have your ideal life. But to say that the story that you no longer want, how you just can't stand it, how you hate it, how all these things, is you rejecting yourself. And it's one part that makes up the whole of you and the whole of the all. And it is a part of infinity. So to say that it doesn't exist is to say that you should not exist as well. And so I really want to talk about the old story a little bit and kind of get you guys moving out of this story, you telling your old story, because this is the one thing that holds you up is the separation and the judgment that comes with the old story. I really want you guys to think about how judgment really causes separation and in the way of feeling and thinking as if a circumstance is not within you, like it's not coming out of you, like you're thinking that it's something outside of you that you must battle, that you must change, that you must fix, or that it can't be no way that this is happening, or that, I'm existing in this reality or whatever it is. And think that there's something wrong with it is what is putting it outside of you and thinking that you have to battle it instead of accepting it and welcoming it in as a part of you. And I remember one time when I was going through this, the moment it clicked for me was the fact that I was realizing that I was rejecting myself, that I was condemning myself and saying that I was a bad person or not worthy, or just to perpetuate all these cycles. And we know that with separation is just seeing things in a way that's not a complete perception. So you're seeing things that's incomplete, you're seeing yourself as not whole, and you can never be. So in a way it is an illusion, but remember, all realities are welcome to exist. So I have a few scriptures here that I'm going to go over. And so we have the first one from John 7:24, and it says, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. And what this truly, truly, truly means, you guys, is that how, like, could you even just judge one circumstance, because you're looking and filtering out this one circumstance, and you're not even paying attention to the fact that there's so many other realities that you can choose from, so many ways that you can see things differently, because you are consciousness, you are awareness. Within yourself, you can see things the way that you desire them to be, and you could choose things to be the way that you want them to be. But this outward focus on a circumstance, you keep putting it outside of you, thinking that it's not coming from you, not realizing that this is coming out of you from the judgment and the condemning and saying that this shouldn't be there, is what's perpetuating the cycle of you having that incomplete perception of who you are as the source. So when it's saying don't judge appearances, it's like it's you shouldn't. You can't possibly just judge this one appearance, because it brings everything together. It exists, and it makes up everything that you are. So to judge one appearance and say like, oh my gosh, like this shouldn't be there, I have to fix this, I have to move this around, I have to do this, I have to do that, is you saying that you're incomplete and you're not a whole person, when that's just not true. So righteous judgment is seeing yourself as whole and complete, and having that perfect perception of yourself. And like we talked about in a previous video, that feeling of separation or dislike or condemnation or judgment was there before the circumstances appeared. It just came from something that you felt that shouldn't be there. And it is the 3D version of us that has those feelings. But when you really sit and think about it in awareness, there is that stillness, that quietness behind the thoughts, the feelings that just exist, that's non-judgmental. And that's the true you. That's awareness, that's consciousness back there saying, okay, like this can exist as well, and I could exist here in this reality as well. And that's why it's so neutral about everything. And that's why when you meet circumstances with indifference, or the fact that this doesn't have to change right now in order for me to choose who I want to be, that's why things just kind of dissolve, because you're not putting this heavy feeling and judgment feeling on a circumstance, which is you putting that on yourself. So it's impossible to really just judge just one appearance, because you're not seeing the whole, or you're not seeing the complete version of you. All right. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven, and it will be given to you with good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put in your lap. And I kind of laugh at that, because that was one of the scriptures when I used to go to church back in the day. Um, my father used to say that all the time, and it was just like I get it now, because I understand it more in this way. But it is the condemning. You condemn yourself when you condemn a circumstance, you guys. I don't think you really realize this. When you condemn or judge a circumstance or anybody, you are condemning and judging yourself, and you're binding yourself and condemning yourself to a circumstance. And that's why you feel as if it's hard to, something that you have to overcome, or something that is just so far outside of you, and you don't feel that you have control over it, because you condemn yourself to that reality. So to keep bringing it up, and to keep talking about it, and keep thinking about how much you dislike this, and to not see yourself, and to not choose a version of yourself or a specific person or your money situation or anything for that matter, and to not see it as whole and complete and just having everything, you're condemning yourself to that old story. The more that you talk about it, the more that you tell it, the more you give it your emotions, you guys. And so it's really that judgment of yourself, that you are condemning yourself to a reality that you do not prefer, you guys. I really hope that you see this, that it's more so about yourself than the circumstances, because the circumstances cannot exist without your awareness on it. All right. As for God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world may be saved through him. And so, yes, that is you also a son or a daughter of God. And consciousness, Christ consciousness, when God sent his sons, all of you, out into the world, that it may be saved through your righteous thinking, through your perfect seeing of yourself, to see the things the way that you want them to be, to revise, to constantly choose to see people the way that you want to see them, to see your circumstances the way that you want to see them, which is seeing yourself as you prefer to be seen, to see yourself as one with your reality. And this is what this is all about, to see yourself as one with that reality as well that you don't prefer. It's only one, but to see yourself with the possibility of many other realities to choose from. And just to know that all of it is within you and that all of it makes up infinity. You are a part of infinity. Remember, you are an idea as well in the mind of the all. So to reject anything that you see within yourself that you don't prefer that's coming out of you is still to say that it's to feel like you're putting yourself outside of the will of God, let's just say. But there's no way that you can be separate from that, but you could have that feeling and the experience of being condemned and being confined to one reality when you see something outside of you as separate, that it's not coming from you. All right. So I looked up the word condemn, and it says to express complete disapproval of, and to sentence someone to a particular punishment. And when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, like you are continuously putting yourself in that circumstance, condemning yourself into a reality that you no longer want. And when you're focused on a circumstance or something that you don't want, you realize that you go further and further and further into that reality, into that illusion where it seems like you're on a timeline now and things seem to get worse because you're condemning yourself, you're punishing yourself by judging yourself and judging a circumstance. And you buy into that more than you buy into the fact that you are whole, and to think righteous is the way to get yourself out of that. And righteous means morally right or just or virtuous, and that means to see yourself in your ideal circumstances, you guys, is to change where you're dwelling at, to change where you are positioning yourself as the source, right? Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. And that's from Philippians 4:8. And I love this so much, you guys, because there are many things in your life, even if you are in a circumstance that you do not prefer right now, there's many things that you can think of that is honorable and just and pure and good. And that's you at the core of it. All right. To see yourself knowing that you are the source, that you are one with God, that you are what makes up your whole reality, you guys. And in that, that's commendable. And that is what's pure. And that is what's righteous. And that is who you are. And that is worthy of praise. And so when we are accepting ourselves and thinking good thoughts of ourselves, praising ourselves, accepting ourselves, loving ourselves, we are rising higher in consciousness, you guys. We are calling forth the best versions of ourselves. And so manifestation in a way is never about the thing. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care who likes it. I don't care who doesn't like when I say that. Manifestation is never about the thing. It's to experience more of who you are. Every level that you go to, every new thing that you get, every new specific person, they're coming through you, they're coming out of you. And it's to experience another version of yourself, to fall deeper in love with yourself, to see yourself as more whole and more complete. And that the fact that you never need anything, that you have it all, you guys. This is what this is, you guys. So when you get your car, when you get your money, when you get the house, when you get all of that, it's just more of an experience for yourself to know yourself, you guys. It's about knowing yourself, knowing that you are source, knowing that everything has that right to exist and that you can just maneuver. You can maneuver. You can just decide to choose a new reality. You choose a new reality. You choose a new story. You choose to see things the way that you want them to be. And that's how you liberate yourself. That's how you rise in consciousness. That's how you liberate others as well into correct circumstances. It's to not try to change something, but to choose who you're going to be at the end of the day. And if your back is against the wall, like I say, mine has been many times before. When my back is against the wall, I'm like, it's a perfect time to be God. It's the perfect time to be God. I want you guys to put that down in the comments. Right now is the perfect time to be God or source, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But right now is the perfect time. You have all the power, you guys. So see yourself the way that you want yourself to be, and stop condemning yourself and stop judging the circumstance. That's you judging you. It's coming right from out of you, you guys. I hope that you get this. I hope that you understand this, because that's the reason why you can't get past the circumstance, is because you keep on and keep on and thinking that it's you. You're thinking that it's something that's outside of you. But what you don't realize is you are condemning and cursing yourself and binding yourself to that reality. So that's why things seem to get worse, okay? But you have all the power right here and now, which is the only thing that's happening right now. So you have the power right now to choose right now who you're going to serve. Choose right now who you're going to be. Choose what reality you want to see right now. And it must be so, because that is who you are. You're the source. It has to come out of you. All right. So I love you guys so much. I really hope that this helped you. I intend that this really uplifted you in some way. And to put that power back in yourself, that you have all the power in the world right here, right now, at your fingertips, at this moment, where you stand right now. It doesn't have to be special. It doesn't have to be like one of these things where you have to like go on this journey. Right here and right now, you get to decide. And so whenever you're affirming, whenever you are visualizing, or whatever you're doing, remember to go in that door and shut the door. Shut the door behind you. Shut that old circumstance behind you. Because right now, in this moment, you are pure. You spotless. So don't bring anything with you when you are saying what you're saying, when you're visualizing what you're visualizing. Whatever you choose to do, even if you just stand in I am, that is more than enough as well. All right. So, again, I love you guys. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing weekend. If you would like to book a session with me by phone or email, of course, it's down in the description box as always. Get down in the comments to let me know your thoughts. And yeah, you guys, join our Discord too, because it is free and you will have access to me and like minded individuals as well. And yeah, you guys, your imagination is on your side. It's what liberates you. All right. It's what liberates you. All right. So, imagination is on your side, and I am too.